Have you ever given a response in an interview and immediately thought, oh my gosh, what did I just say? Yep, me too. In this video, we're going to talk about strategies that will have you turning that ship around and getting back on course in your interview. And I couldn't do a video about awkward interview responses without sharing mine. Now, this was years ago and it still lives rent free in my head. I was interviewing for a trivia host. You know, like you go to trivia night and they're the person who leads it. So when I get to the interview, I didn't realize, which now makes sense looking back, is that the interview would be held while I'm on stage and there's an audience of people. So I'm on stage, I'm already sweating bullets, and then I'm met with a question that just completely came out of left field. And that question was, if you could invent a superhero, what would their superpower be and what would their name be? Now, fun fact, I do not like superhero movies, superhero books, anything to do with superheroes. I just avoid them. I mean, I know who Batman and Superman and Spider-Man are, but that's about it. And I truly do not know what their powers are. So I stood there, but it wasn't just me looking at one other person. It's me looking at a crowd of people. My mind is spinning and I blurt out organizational care bear. Yep, that's what I went with. And then I just doubled down. I was like, each Care Bear has their powers, and mine would be to get everything in order. And I just remember looking out and seeing these eyeballs on me, and some were like, okay, and some were kind of like snickering. And I was just like, okay, well, I blew that one. And now that situation was a little bit of an anomaly because most of the times you're not on a stage, you're not having 20 pairs of eyeballs on you, but that feeling is the same. That feeling of, what did I just do? So now we're going to talk about what you can do in an interview if this happens to you, because it happens to most of us and it's completely normal. The first thing is to maintain your body language and your energy. So when you say something that you're like, what the heck did I just say? Your body almost naturally tends to follow your frame of thought, like, oh, right? You turn in on yourself. No, don't let your body do that. Still maintain your sitting tallness. Make sure to maintain eye contact rather than like looking for the door, and just overall still keep that confidence in your voice rather than let it like kind of die down like, okay, well, no, I'm still confident in myself. I might have given a kind of odd answer, but that does not reflect how you are going to appear to them. By doing this, you're proving that you can stay composed under pressure. Number 2 is to own it with a quick recovery. Now, if you immediately catch it and you're like, I need a redo on that one, then use humor or self-awareness to address it. Say something like, well, that didn't quite come out the way that I had intended, or that wasn't the clearest answer. Here's what I meant. It's just quick and it turns it right around and you can express yourself in the way that you meant to immediately. Showing that you're self-aware is huge and it can actually garner respect from the other side of the hiring table. And remember, the people that you're interviewing with are, well, people. And we have all, yes, every single one of us in our life at some point have said something we wish we could hit edit undo on. So most likely they're going to be understanding. And if not, is that a company that you want to work for anyway? And number 3 is to not let it snowball and spiral out of control. I know it is sitting there in your mind, but what you need to do is just take a quick breath, okay? Picture a tiny little reset button in your mind and then picture yourself hitting it. You have just reset the tone of the interview and think, I am moving forward from this. Because if you don't, it could impact the rest of your interview. You may be so focused on that you miss the next question, or you don't catch something that they're saying and you answer another question wrong. So just make sure to not let it impact the rest of your interview. And heck, I even cried in an interview and still landed the job offer. And if you want to learn more about that, you can check out the video here. And number 4 is to clarify it later in the interview. If it was just a small little blunder, don't worry about it. Don't go back to address it. But if you feel as though your answer could truly impact how they view your skills and abilities, then yes, it is okay to address that in the interview down the line. You could say something like, I've been thinking about an earlier question about whatever topic it was, and I would love to add one more thought to that. This shows that you are reflective and proactive, but use this with good judgment because, like I said, if you are going to bring the attention back to it, then you're going to want to make sure it was important enough to do so. And number 5 is don't assume the worst. You are your own worst critic. We all are. But remember, an interview is not about perfection, but about substance. It's about making sure that the person is a fit both competence-wise and personality-wise. So if you do make a blunder and you just humorously address it, then that actually might be a good thing because they're looking for somebody who can do that. And remember, over apologizing or over explaining it could actually make it worse. So keep your voice calm, your demeanor professional, and just let the awkward moment pass if it's not that big of a deal to the core of that job and would play a big role in you getting hired. At the end of the day, people hire people. And most people are good at looking at the complete picture rather than just focusing on one specific instance, especially when it comes to a decision as big as hiring. So know that you are in good company because all of us have said something awkward at some point, and either let it go or own it with confidence. And now if you are looking for a video with more recruiter secrets, make sure to check out my video here.